Hi everybody, Alan Zawacki here, and I'm on Bayfront Park in Sarasota, and I'm going to show you how to do this painting. This is a plein air painting that I just did, and it's a favorite spot of mine. The park has been closed for a couple of months. It just reopened about a week ago because of all the devastation from the hurricanes, the back-to-back hurricanes. But I'll show you as I go through this painting how we do a great bay painting. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Tropical Artist YouTube channel. My channel focuses primarily on creating paintings of Florida and the Caribbean. Some of my paintings are created in my Florida studio, but many are created out on location on plein air in Southwest Florida and the islands of the Caribbean. Some videos will focus on painting technique, while others will be just to enjoy the beautiful tropical environments. And I may sprinkle in episodes on how art and nature affects our emotional health. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, let's put in some color. Let's put in some sky. I'm going to take a little bit of cerulean blue, a little bit of ultramarine. We're going to need a lot more white because it's a pretty light sky, especially toward the bottom. Let's see how this looks. Looks maybe a little bit lighter still. And I don't have to worry too much about covering up some of the smaller branches. I could always put them back in. I just want to keep my basic large shapes here. And I can modify this as I go on later. This is a fun park. I'm glad it reopened. They did a lot of work to get this in shape to reopen. In fact, some of the maintenance people came over here just a little bit ago and asked me how long I was going to be because they wanted to water the grass here because a lot of the grass was pretty torn up and killed. I'm on a pretty good spot here, so I wanted to make sure I stayed off the bare spots where they're trying to replant grass. And I'm going to come back later on and probably lighten up the bottom here. In fact, I might do a little bit right now. Take a little bit of the yellow in there to lighten it up too. Because toward the bottom it's pretty light. And I'll go over this with a kind of a light wet brush and kind of blend that in. Now the water is a darker version of the sky. There's a lot of sky reflection on the water. In fact, it's all sky reflection on the water. So we're going to take a little bit of the dark. I don't want it too dark, but it is going to be darker. And a lot of times I hold up it's a little, maybe too, you can get a little bit of yellow in here to green it up a little bit. Let's see how this looks. It's close. All right. Let's get the horizon in here. We're going to have the distant part of the harbor in here. Once I get the water in here. And again, there'll be more highlights on the water as we go through this. But I need to get the background color in here. I'm covering up a light pencil sketch that I had on here because I was going to do a different location and kind of mapped out the composition that I was going to paint, but this attracted me more, so that's what I'm doing here. All right, let's put a little bit of light in here and a little bit more of the green. There are some lighter spots and some darker spots on here. All right, and I'll blend this in a little bit with a clean brush. Okay, I'm going to put some shadow color on this tree. So I'm using some cerulean blue and a little bit of cat red. And I'll put in kind of the darker. I need more, maybe I need a little bit more ultramarine in here. And I might use some burnt umber to darken out. Maybe more burnt umber. And this gives me an indication of the shadow side here. And we'll lay in a little bit of shadow on the grass. I'm going to take some ultramarine blue and yellow. I've got a limited palette here. Cad yellow, cad red, cerulean blue, ultramarine blue, burnt umber, titanium white, and a little bit of yellow ochre. I haven't used the yellow ochre yet, but we want to get in a little bit more dark green here for the shadow on the grass. I find that using a limited palette keeps me in a very harmonious color palette, in a kind of a better painting. I'm not going to try to match all these shadows exactly, just kind of give a hint of where the shadows are. I can always fix this a little bit later, but I'm going to make it look like there's the branches coming out here. All right, now what we'll do is put in the grass that's in the sunshine. And to do that, we're going to do ultramarine blue. A lot of yellow to give me that green, more yellow, and whites, titanium whites. I'm going to do more white and more yellow. There. That looks like a good. And then we're going to put in some of the dappled areas where the sun is shining through. And I'm going to come back here a little bit later and put in some of the darker areas of the grass. And actually, I might extend the shadows here. Might extend the shadows. And it's okay if I have a little different color of the shadows, because not all of the shadows are the same. I'm going to put some of the darker back here because the other tree in here is casting a little bit of a shadow there. All right, let me work on a little bit of the branches here. Again, burnt umber, ultramarine, and we're going to water it down so I can get a little bit of let's get a little bit more burnt umber, ultramarine. Okay, let me put in some of the lighter areas of the tree. I mixed up a kind of a gray and we'll see how this looks. Because it's not really that bright on this bark. We're going to put in a little bit of burnt umber into that with titanium white to brown it up a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, that's a better. Put in a little bit more burnt umber into there. All right, now let's go over with a little bit more of the dark to kind of correct some of that. So ultramarine, burnt umber, a little bit of cad red. Get a little bit more contrast in here. Yeah, it's darker. All right, now let's lighten up the grass. A lot of times you have to adjust and adjust and adjust. As you put down one color, sometimes it affects the other color, so and now let's fill in the bottom here, and then we'll work up on the water area again. I'd get a little bit bigger brush for this. And we'll just put in a little bit of this different color here that's in the grass, the kind of the beat up area, which gives a little bit more character. All right, let's get in the area over there, which I'm not sure whether that's bird key or it might be bird key on the other side. So we'll get that in. We had some ultramarine, some cerulean, and white. Touch of burnt umber. All right, and we'll take a little bit of the darker color, put it on the shoreline there, and maybe accent a couple of things here. All right, let's take a shot at this boat on the right-hand side. So it's dark, so we'll get the ultramarine, cad red, burnt umber, more ultramarine, more cad red, Okay, there are some leaves on this tree here, so I'm going to give a hint of that. You never know what you're going to get here. I think that might be the noontime dinner or noontime lunch cruise. Using a fan brush for this, kind of an old fan brush, because I just want hints of this. All right, I am going to lay in a little bit of yellow ochre to kind of give it a little bit more interest in the grassy area. That spruces it up a bit. We'll put in a little bit more yellow to just pop a few areas. And maybe even a little cad red. I'll wipe a lot of it off, but just a hint here and there for more color. Even though I don't see erratic red in here, it's an interesting color to put in with grass. It's complementary, the red and the green. Well, I think I'm going to call this finished for now. Been here maybe an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. And I think I captured what I wanted to capture. A nice, beautiful day on Bayfront Park in Sarasota. Hope you enjoyed. Please hit that subscribe button and like this video. See you next time. Take care.